Dear students, we are studying chapter Chemical Thermodynamics. Today, we are going to study about free expansion. Let me share the my screen or PPTs. Okay, students, see here, what is the heading for the slide? Free expansion. Question may be in examination, what is free expansion? Free expansion is the expansion against constant opposing force or against constant external pressure. Once again, listen. Free expansion is the expansion against the zero constant opposing force or zero opposing constant external pressure. That is, in short, in free expansion, what is the condition? P external is zero. It means external opposing pressure is zero. So what we have seen, free expansion is the expansion against the zero opposing force or against zero opposing constant against zero external pressure. Zero opposing external pressure. So in free expansion, P external is zero. Students, free expansion takes place or occurs only in vacuum. Why? Because in vacuum, P external is zero. And the condition is for the free expansion is P external should be zero. So what we have seen just now, free expansion is the expansion against zero opposing force or zero opposing external pressure. And it is possible only in vacuum. निर्वात पोकळीमध्ये अपोजिंग फोर्स नसतो किंवा अपोजिंग एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर शून्य असतं म्हणून निर्वात पोकळीमध्ये फ्री एक्सपान्शन शक्य होतं. Now students, what will happen when P external 0 for the work done by the system during expansion? What is the work of expansion when P external is 0? We know in vacuum, P external is 0. Okay, so in a vacuum, when P external is 0, then we can find out the work done by the system by expansion by using the formula W is equal to minus P external into delta V. But when P external is 0, what will be the value of W? W is equal to minus into 0 into delta V. 0 into delta V is 0. Therefore, value of work becomes 0. W is 0. W is 0 means what? No work. So what is the conclusion? No work is done by the gaseous system when it expands freely in the vacuum. फ्री एक्सपांशन के लिए कंडीशन क्या है? P एक्सटर्नल 0 होना चाहिए. इसके ऊपर दूसरा क्वेश्चन क्या आ सकता है? No work is done by the gaseous system when it expands freely in vacuum. Explain it. So you have to write all this part. So in brief, again, we will see free expansion is the expansion against zero opposing force or zero opposing external pressure. Therefore, P external is 0. And free expansion takes place only in the vacuum, because in vacuum P external is equal to 0. And when we take P external is equal to 0, work of expansion by the system is equal to 0. Because how to find work of expansion? W is equal to minus P external into delta V. If the value of P external is 0, W becomes 0. No work is done by the gaseous system or any system. Here there is one sentence on the slide. No work is done during free expansion of an ideal gas, whether the process is reversible or irreversible. In both reversible and irreversible processes, no work is done during the free expansion. Now we'll go to the next slide. Now we'll see what is the concept of maximum work. What will be the question on this subtopic? Explain the concept of maximum work. Or question may be, maximum work is obtained in reversible process. Explain it. Now in the answer, you can write 6 to 7 points. Which are the 7 points? They are given on the slide. See, amount of work done by the system depends on opposing force. When opposing force increases, amount of work done by the system also increases. Or when opposing force decreases, amount of work done by the system also decreases. So what is the important first point? Amount of work done by the system depends on the opposing force. Now there are different conditions. Suppose opposing force is 0. When opposing force is 0, no work is done. We have just now seen when opposing force is 0, P external, opposing external pressure becomes 0. So when there is no opposing force, or when opposing force is 0, no work is done. Work is 0. Now second condition, suppose there is little opposing force. What will happen? System will do little work to overcome the opposing force. So when opposing force is small, small work is done by the system to overcome the small opposing force. What is third condition? Suppose opposing force is maximum. What will happen? When opposing force is maximum, naturally maximum work is done by the system. But consider the fourth condition situation. Suppose opposing force is greater than driving force. Then what will happen? When opposing force is greater than driving force, system or process gets reversed. Process gets reversed. Therefore, to get maximum work and the system should not be get reversed. The essential condition is opposing force must be large, slightly larger than the driving force. Listen once again. For maximum work, to get maximum work, and system should not be reversed, opposing force should be slightly greater than the driving force. And this condition is satisfied, fulfilled by the reversible process only. That is why maximum work is obtained in the reversible process. Now we'll shift for the next slide. Now we'll see what is the internal energy. Students, internal energy is one of the important thermodynamic properties. Internal energy is shown by letter U, capital U. What is the definition of internal energy? If this is the question, or sometimes question may be, what is the internal energy of a substance? What answer you have to write? Internal energy of substance is the definite amount of some energy associated with the substance. Every substance associated with definite amount of energy, and that energy is stored in the substance, and it is called internal energy of that substance. Internal energy is an extensive property. Why is internal energy an extensive property? Because internal energy, that is U, depends on quantity of matter present in the system. Internal energy is also a state function. If question is why internal energy is a state function, the answer is internal energy or U is a state function because it depends on only initial and final states of the system and does not depend on the path followed by the system to go from initial state to final state. Since internal energy is a state function, change in internal energy can be calculated. What is change in internal energy? Delta U. How to find delta U? Delta is equal to U2 minus U1. Recall the previous part that you have studied. Delta is equal to U2 minus U1, where U2 is the internal energy of system at the final state and U1 is the internal energy of the system at the initial state. Let's see the next slide. Again, same thing is repeated here. I've taken this part from the chemistry textbook. So what is internal energy? What is given for that? Every substance is associated with a definite amount of energy, and that energy is stored in the substance. And that stored energy is called internal energy of the substance. Actually, internal energy is the sum, SUM sum, or addition of kinetic and potential energies of all the particles present in the substance. And then next part we have seen, since internal energy or U is state function, we can find change in internal energy. That is, you can find delta U. How to find? U2 minus U1, where U2 is the internal energy of final state and U1 is internal energy of initial state. Let's go for the next slide. We have to see how to find the formula for the first law of thermodynamics. But before that, we have to see what is the first law of thermodynamics. We have studied the law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy is nothing but the first law of thermodynamics. Sometimes in the examination, question may be write the first law of thermodynamics in two different ways. In the answer, you have to write two statements. In all, we have to see four statements. One of the statement is the statement of law of conservation of energy. Why? Because law of conservation of energy is nothing but the first law of thermodynamics. What is the statement of law of conservation of energy? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, although one kind of energy can be converted into another kind. Now, what is the second statement? Once you know second statement, you can write remaining two statements also. The second statement is the total internal energy of an isolated system is constant. आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम की टोटल इंटरनल एनर्जी हमेशा कांस्टेंट रहती है. द टोटल इंटरनल एनर्जी ऑफ एन isolated system is constant. Now, what is the third statement? At place of internal energy, just take energy, and at place of isolated system, take the universe. You can write the third statement. So what will be the third statement? The total energy of the universe is constant. But students, we have seen universe is equal to system plus surroundings. So for the fourth statement, you can replace universe by system plus its surroundings. Therefore, the fourth statement is total energy of the system and its surroundings is constant. So here there are the four statements, and in the examination the question is write the first law of thermodynamics in two different ways. You have to write any two statements. Okay, now in the next slide we have to see how to find the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics, or which formula we have to use for the first law of thermodynamics. Students, internal energy of system increases due to two things. Number one, internal energy of system increases when work is done on the system. And number two, internal energy of system increases when heat is absorbed by the system. Suppose U1 is the internal energy of system at the initial state. Suppose Q is the amount of heat absorbed by the system. When system absorbs Q amount of heat energy, naturally internal energy of system increases. Let W is the work done on the system. Again, the internal energy of system will increase. Suppose U2 is the internal energy of system at the final state. Ultimately, at the end, suppose internal energy of the system is U2. And how to find U2? U2 is equal to U1 plus Q plus W. देखो, समझ लो आपके पास U1 रुपीज इनिशियल है, आपको मम्मी ने Q रुपीज दे दिए तो आपके रुपीज बढ़ जाएंगे. समझ लो आपको पापा ने W रुपीज और दे दिए और आपके रुपीज बढ़ जाएंगे. आपके फाइनल रुपीज समझ लो U2 है, तो आप कैसे निकालोगे? U2 इज इक्वल टू आपके पहले इनिशियल रुपीज U1 प्लस मम्मा ने दिए हुए Q प्लस पापा ने दिए हुए W. सो फाइनल इंटरनल एनर्जी ऑफ सिस्टम U2 इज इक्वल टू U1 plus Q plus W. Just do the rearrangement. Take U1 to the left hand side. What you will get? U2 minus U1 is equal to Q plus W. But what is U2 minus U1? It is the change in internal energy or delta U. So what you will get? Delta is equal to Q plus W. This is the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics, where delta U is internal energy change, Q is heat absorbed by the system, and W is the work done on the system. How to find delta U? U2 minus U1. समझ लो U1 इंटरनल एनर्जी ये है और सिस्टम की इंटरनल एनर्जी बढ़कर U2 हो गई, तो डेल्टा यू जो होगा वो क्या होगा? U2 माइनस U1 पॉजिटिव होगा. जब भी U2 बड़ा होता है U1 से तो डेल्टा यू क्या होता है? पॉजिटिव होता है. इन इंग्लिश, डेल्टा U is positive when U2 is greater than U1, or when internal energy of final state is greater than internal energy of initial state. And delta U is negative when U2 is less than U1. Okay, now suppose there is one question exam. Express the first law of thermodynamics by using the following conditions. The first condition is internal energy of system increases. Suppose second condition is heat passes from surroundings to system. And third condition is work is done by the system. You have to read carefully and you have to see each conditions carefully. See, internal energy of system increases. What it means? Delta U is positive. See the second condition. Heat passes from surrounding to system. It means heat comes to the system. It means heat is absorbed by the system. And whenever heat is absorbed by the system, Q is positive. See the third condition. Work is done by the system. Whenever work is done by the system, work or W is negative. So by using these three conditions, what will be the mathematical equation for the first law of thermodynamics? Delta U is equal to Q minus W. Answer is given at the bottom of the slide. Okay, now we'll go for the next slide. Students, we have to see how the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics changes in different process. First, we will see what happens in the isothermal process, or how the equation of first law of thermodynamics becomes in isothermal process. In isothermal process, temperature of system remains constant throughout the change. T is constant. Therefore, delta T is 0. And we have seen whenever delta T is 0, delta U is also 0. So in isothermal process, delta U is 0. Now, see what is the mathematical equation for the first law of thermodynamics? Delta U is equal to Q plus W. In isothermal process, delta U is 0. So what we will get? 0 is equal to Q plus W. Just by rearranging, how can we write this equation? W is equal to minus Q, or we can write Q is equal to minus W. Suppose we are taking W is equal to minus Q. How will we explain this? What it means? What it implies? W is equal to minus Q means when heat is released from the system, work is done on the system. Or whenever work is done on the system, heat is released by the system. We can also take Q is equal to minus W. When Q is equal to minus W, what it means? Whenever heat is absorbed by the system, work is done by the system. Q is equal to minus W. Whenever heat is absorbed by the system, work is done by the system. Why by the system? Because W is negative. And why there is absorption of heat? Absorption of heat because Q is positive. Okay, now we'll go for the next slide. See, we have to see what happens for the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics for adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, heat, that is Q of the system, is 0. Isn't it? No. Q is 0. It means what? Exchange of heat or Q in between system and surrounding is 0. There is no exchange of heat energy in between system and surrounding in case of adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, system does not exchange heat energy with its surroundings. That is why Q is 0. So in adiabatic process, Q is 0. Now, what is the mathematical equation for the first law of thermodynamics? Delta U is equal to Q plus W. So in adiabatic process, when Q is equal to 0, equation becomes delta U is equal to 0 plus W, or simply delta is equal to W. What it means? When work is done on the system, internal energy of system increases. Both have positive sign. When W is positive, work is done on the system, and delta is also positive. When delta U is positive, internal energy of system increases. See once again, What we are getting? Delta U is equal to W. When work is done on the system, internal energy of system increases. Can we change this equation? Can we write this equation mathematically in different way? Yes. Multiply both the side by -1. What we will get? Minus delta U is equal to minus W. What it means? What it implies? When work is done by the system, internal energy of system decreases. Are you getting me? Okay. See this carefully and understand the concept. Now we'll go for the next slide. Isochoric process. In isochoric process, what is the condition? Volume of the system is constant throughout the change. And when volume is constant in isochoric process, delta V is 0. Now, we have to see what is the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics. What is it? Delta U is equal to Q plus W. When volume is constant, Q is taken as QV. When volume is constant, Q is taken as QV. This V small subscript indicates volume is constant. QV means heat at constant volume. So Q becomes QV. That is heat at constant volume. And let us, W is work done by the system. When W is work done by the system, W is equal to minus P external into delta V. So putting the value of W as P external into delta V and putting the value of Q as QV, equation becomes delta U is equal to QV minus P external into delta V. But students, delta V is 0 in the isochoric process. So by putting the value of delta V 0, what we will get? Delta U is equal to only QV. The remaining part will be 0. Delta U is equal to QV. Delta U is equal to QV. Now, what it means, what it implies, when heat is absorbed at constant volume, whole heat energy is applied by the system to increase its internal energy. QV is what? Heat energy absorbed at the constant volume. Why absorbed? Because the sign for the QV is positive. When heat energy is absorbed at the constant volume, the whole heat energy is used by the system to increase its internal energy. Okay. Now, you have to keep one thing in mind. U is state function. Therefore, QV is also state function. Q is not state function, but QV is state function. Q means heat. Heat is not state function, but QV, heat at constant volume, is a state function. Why QV is state function? Because delta is equal to QV, and since U is a state function, QV is also a state function. We'll go for the next slide. Isobaric process. We have to see what is the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics in isobaric process. In isobaric process, what is the essential condition? The pressure of the system remains constant throughout the change. That is, delta P is equal to 0. We know the mathematical equation for the first law of thermodynamics is delta is equal to Q plus W. When pressure is constant, Q is replaced as QP. Q is replaced at QP. What is QP? The subscript indicates pressure is constant. Q is only heat, QP is heat at constant pressure. So in the isobaric process, since pressure is constant, Q is QP or Q is equal to QP. And where P indicates pressure is constant. What about W? We know W is equal to minus P external into delta V. Therefore, by putting the values of Q and W in isobaric process, what we get? Delta U is equal to QP minus P external into delta V. Do the rearrangement and find the value of QP. So what you will get? QP is equal to delta U plus P external into delta V. QP is equal to delta U plus P external into delta V. Students, I want to share one more thing. When external pressure and internal pressure both are same, or in other words, when pressure of gas is equal to external opposing pressure and P is equal to P external, at that time this equation becomes QP is equal to delta U plus P delta V. QP is equal to delta U plus P delta V. When P is equal to P external, or when pressure of gas P is equal to opposing external pressure Pxt, or when inside and outside both the pressures are same. Okay, thank you students. We have to stop here.